When I lost my late husband, I thought my life would never be the same. I couldn't even imagine my future. I couldn't even imagine my future. But something powerful happened once I realized this. What if the rebuilding process is not about replacing, but about transforming? And I want to share with you practical tips and ways that helped me to embrace the rebuilding process. And in this video, this is what you will learn. And before I begin, I want to make sure that you subscribe. So hit the subscribe button so that you can stay connected with my community. And I want to welcome you. I am Tyara. I empower women to rebuild their lives and turn their pain into profit and a life of abundance. So I want to dive right in on 8 powerful tips for rebuilding your life. The first one is embrace the truth about rebuilding. You see, rebuilding your life after loss or hardship is not a linear process. You'll face peaks and valleys and consistency as you discover yourself in the rediscovering process and what matters to you. So be okay with not knowing, be okay with the inconsistencies, especially if you were someone like me who relied on routine, consistency, and habits. Like, this is something that you want to re-embrace, you want to embrace as you are in the process of rebuilding, okay? The next tip I want to share is about God's promise. God promised on replacement. So see, in the Quran, Allah says that He will replace what you've lost with something equal or better than. And this is something that I had to actually check myself on, because I recall very clearly when I was in my living room months after my late husband passed away, and I'm crying on the floor, and I'm like, I'll never find another husband like him. He was the best man ever, and I'll never find someone like him. And a thought came to mind, and it was like, hold up. Are you telling me that God's promise is not true? Because God promises He will replace what you've lost with something equal or greater than. So I have to rewind and check myself and lean into what God promised, that helped pull me out of that space of just of sadness and and having despair. And that promise I held on to, and I had to believe that God promise is true, and I had to believe that God will give me a husband who is equal to Antar or greater than Antar. And I held on to that belief, and I'm grateful to say that that promise is definitely true, because I have remarried after 3 years of being widowed. So I'm grateful for that belief. Now, the next tip is actually start with belief, just reiterating and driving in the importance of belief in the process of rebuilding, because when you're rebuilding, you don't have the tangible object in your hand to see, to grab on, to hold on to. You have more of your inner vision and your trust in God and trust in the process that you will obtain and you will reach what you're striving towards. So a lot of this is dealing with the matter of the unseen. And when you're dealing with the matter of the unseen, a strong vision, strong belief, and strong faith in God and also yourself, it is monument to getting you through the stage of the rebuilding process, right? So just to reiterate, you start with belief. Believe that this can happen. Believe that you can rebuild and that you will rebuild, and that God wants you to win. God didn't bring us through all of those trials and hardships and life transition just to leave us out there without a life jacket. No, God doesn't operate like that. As one of my mentors would say, God does not say, "Sight your might." No, God wants us to win. And when you have that desire to want to win, hold on to your belief, because that's going to get you through, okay? Another thing you want to do, this is another tip, is pray and get real specific. Ask for exactly what it is that you want, right? Whether it's in love or career or personal growth. And I want to say this to you, that sometimes you don't even know how to articulate what is that you want. So it may be difficult for you to get specific. If you can't get specific, that's fine. You all you have to do is just pray and talk to God. You can say, God, you know what's in my heart. I'm having a challenging time formulating what's there, but you know you know me better than I know myself. You know what's in my heart. You know what's best for me. You know what I need. You know what I want. You know me. I need you to help me to pull out what's inside of me and to bring closer to what it is that you know is best for me. You have to talk to God like that's your friend, and he'll help you. So if you don't know exactly what it is that you want, begin by talking to God to help make it clear on what you want, for him to pull out of you what's there and to bring closer to you what's for you, right? And also, those of you who know what it is that you want, you pray to God to help you in that manifestation. You write down what it is that you want. You pray, and truthfully, you work towards it and be ready to receive. Now you pray and you put the work in, you couple the prayer with the work, and be ready to receive. Expect what's for you, it's coming. Expect your order to be delivered to your table, okay? The next tip you want to do is allow yourself to be uncertain. Allow yourself to be uncertain. It's okay to not know what you want to do next. Give yourself space to grow, try new things, and even make mistakes. Along this journey will lead to clarity. I'm going to tell you something. When I entered into the state of, I now know that I want to try entrepreneurship again, because at one point I gave up entrepreneurship. Even though I was still making money through Hearts Connecting, I gave up on it. I didn't have the hustle, the spirit of wanting to put forth that amount of energy. I wanted a consistent paycheck, just being real. I wanted to know what I was getting in each month, and I wanted to just be with my family, my husband, and love on my husband and just enjoy my life in Senegal. That was what I wanted after going through a lengthy probate battle, losing my first love, moving to another country. It took its toll on me. And I just needed rest, and I didn't want to exert myself as I once did in my previous chapters. But when I got past that stage of rest and enter into the stage of creativity and entrepreneurship, I knew that I wanted more. And I knew that I didn't want to go back to one of my first business, which is Dream Big and Grow Rich, which is a motivational and empowerment leadership program for women. I also knew that I didn't necessarily want to revise Hearts Connected, because I've entered into a new chapter in my life. So I was trying to figure out, toil and struggle, what am I going to do? I don't know if I should go back there or go over there, or start this new business, or should I just teach email marketing to entrepreneurs who's interested in learning about email marketing, or should I open up a marketing agency, because I am now I'm a certified digital marketer. I just didn't know what I would do. I was reaching, I was trying, I was just trying to figure out how I can express and package just creativity in this God-given gift that was given to me. So I tried many things, and I was hitting dead ends. I prayed, I fasted, I meditated, I was doing introspective work. Like, what do I have to clear out of my way to get that clarity? Like, I was going in. And for years, there was really no major movement in clarity. I'm like, something has to give. So be okay with being uncertain, because trust you me, clarity comes. You just got to continue to stick to it. You got to continue to toil and struggle. You got to continue to apply through trial and error. Clarity comes. We're going to get down to the last 3 tips, okay? The next tip, the 6th tip, is stay open to change. Stay open to change, whether you are switching career paths or shifting your focus. Be open to change. That is key. So explore other options. Like I shared, I explored if I'm going to go back to Hearts Connecting or Dream Big and Grow Rich. Am I going to revitalize the Widows program, or am I going to focus solely on digital marketing? Like, I had to be open to change, and I also had to be okay with rebranding and reinventing and rebuilding, and not be too concerned. I had to really work through the concern of what others are going to think about me when I resurface, because it's not going to be the same. And it's like, this is the truth of the matter. Our time on this earth is not forever. And one day we all will die, and that's the truth. And those of you who have experienced death in your life, you already know what I'm talking about. That's as real as it comes. So it's like, as I continue to fine tune the woman that I am becoming and am, as I continue to fine tune my business and the people who I'm here to serve, I also know that this is a process of growth. This is the process of moving forward. This is a process of rebuilding, being open to change, because what was is not the same. The chapter that just closed is not the chapter that we are entering upon. And the chapter that you're in right now will not be the next chapter when you are on a path of growth. Number 7, trial and error is a part of the process. Trial and error is a part of the process. And this is what I've learned, because I am a perfectionist and I will hold myself back for years before I step out if I don't think it's perfect. So with trial and error, you got to be okay with stepping out lightly equipped or heavily equipped. You got to be okay with looking silly. As long as you know who your God is and you ain't stepping away from God, you can't lose. As long as you don't lose yourself and your relationship with God, and you don't do anything that's going to transgress the limits that God, or the boundaries that God has put in place before us, you cannot lose. Trial and error is a part of the process. You learn as you go. You learn as you go. You learn the mistakes, and for the mistakes that you make, you learn from them and you apply it better, and you do better. You get better each time. So be okay in the rebuilding process of knowing that trial and error is a part of it. Don't be afraid to learn. Most importantly, be open. Excuse me, let me correct that. Don't be afraid to fail. And most importantly, be open to learning. Because failing, you'll learn what works. You'll learn what doesn't work. You'll learn your style. You'll learn what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And also, when you take on additional education, like I'm learning more about finance now. I'm in that stage where I want to learn how I want to invest. I want to grow my money. So I'm learning about finances at the age of 43, and I had to just be okay with that. I didn't know much about finances. I didn't, but I'm learning, so it's okay. And the final point is this: when it comes to rebuilding, real growth is uneven. You hear me? Real growth is uneven. Recognize that growth comes in waves. It comes in waves, baby. It comes in waves. You will hit setbacks. Setbacks will come. So when those things come, do know that it's a part of the process. You know how they always say, trust the process? I finally got what that meant. Trust the process. When you trust the process, you know that you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have major breakthroughs, and you're going to have some breakdowns. You're going to have major progress, and you're going to have setback. That is the formula, and that is the rhythm and cycle of rebuilding, the cycle of success, the cycle of upward trend. You're going to have setbacks, and it's like, be okay with it, because what that says is that you're alive and that you are learning new opportunities with each step. Okay, so be open to that. This is what I want to say to you before we close. Remember, rebuilding is not a straight path. It's okay to stumble, to not have all of the answers, and to change directions. Be okay with changing directions. What matters is trusting the process and believing that what you lost will be replaced with something greater. It will be what you lost, my dear sister. God will replace it with something equal or better. You have to trust it. We have to trust it. Know that, believe that. And I want to say this: if this resonated with you, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, grow with Tahira. Peace and love, my sisters.